Well, what's up there, SEO pros? How you guys doing? Where's my intro? All right, so haven't streamed in a couple days. Had a little bit of a timeout for myself. But today, what we're doing is some more client implementation. For those of you who are new to this channel, if you haven't done so already, make sure you text the word SEO to 66866 and head over to our Facebook group. Join it. I try to answer questions when I can, and then I do the answers live on video. Also, if you need help with SEO, make sure you head over to chasereiner.com and I can go ahead and help you out. And I just totally realized that I forgot to change the name of this stream. I knew I was forgetting one thing, but it's like 9:30. Also, I'm trying to get to bed earlier these days. Not that you guys really need to know that, but that's starting to happen. So let me just change this title over and at least change the thumbnail, which should be right about here. I don't see it. Why is my nose so itchy? Okay, I had to re-download it really quick. There it is. Refresh all. Any second now. Okay, 1 second. What is up, Anil and Sahel? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. There's drinks to your left, and the cake will be out soon. I really need to clear up all my downloads because there's so many. It's just getting crazy. Who's texting me at this hour? What the heck? I just opened this and now it's not going. Oh, it's because I just opened up the folder because I'm this silly goose. There we go. Cool. So today we do a SEO live stream. All right, so let's check out what we got going in terms of the people we need to help. There's a couple people that we're kind of finishing up on, so I'm just going to open up my hours and check this out. So Nova Soft Tissue, we got a couple more hours to implement. Spartan Pest Control, we got a couple more hours. We need to do a report for Tempest. Well Sent, we have another 5 hours we got to do. SB Tree Care, we definitely have to dial in. So let's dive into SB Tree Care because we haven't been giving them a lot of care for their SB Tree Care business. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what we got going on here. So this was that website where we weren't able to do much. And I'm just going to open up my Google spreadsheet. So I started doing a Google spreadsheet so I can keep track of all the things that are going on. And I'm just going to go into here and I'm going to see specifically the notes we've taken and the feedback that I got. Because this is one of those situations where if I don't get, any sort of feedback, I can't really help them. So hold on, I'm opening this over here. I'm really glad I opened this over here because I just opened up all of the client logins and that would have been really awkward if I would have just opened that on the other screen. Okay, let me see. Oh gosh. Trying to find, should be around here somewhere. Was it in a different account? I love how I get all organized and then like as soon as I hop on here, like everything just like leaves me, especially my mind. So weird. Okay, well I can just go back into whatever. I'll just do it this way. So I gotta find that on a separate time. I thought I had it. Dude, Hoot! Or Houts, you just did a super chat. This is the first super chat I ever got. That's so cool, man. Thank you. Shout out to Alan. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the notes I have. So I'm just gonna type in SB Tree Care. And this is like one of those clients where I, have, like I said, I have been asking for help with the stuff because I need certain things. Like I need pictures, I need more text for the landing pages. I didn't get any of it. So I'm just going to create another email and say, look, we're not able to move forward until we get this stuff done. So I'm going to go into notes for SEO. Here it is. And then I'm just going to create a new folder for SB Tree Care. So boom, folder, SB Tree Care. And I'm just going to grab that one, put it over there. Let's see what else we got in here. SB Tree. So those were the questions right there. Boom. And those are the only two that I really needed, I think. So what we'll do for that is we'll just cancel out of this. We'll go into here. And, oh, sorry. So Hale said, hey, Chase, I'm struggling with this situation. I'm doing SEO for a solar energy company, and people are searching for solar energy companies in India, and I want to target that term for the homepage. Nice. So what's the problem, man? Sounds like a good deal. Oh, there we go. Do I target? Oh, Rooster's in the house. What's up, Rooster? So Hale says, do I target that term specifically, or can I target solar energy company instead? You can target solar energy company, but you probably want to put India in there if you want to try to rank for India. Hout says, buy some cold medicine. No, it's just my nose is itchy, man. I'm not sick. But thank you for the $3. I will use that to the best of my ability. Sahel says, anyone? TF says, in the middle of watching your story to success, and then I get Chase's live now. Ha. Oh, well, I mean, you might not have liked that video anyway, so maybe it's a good thing. Mark says, what is up, SEO pros? And Hout says, what's up? Okay, so you'll see this is what I wrote before. I wrote, this is what I said to the company. I said, hey guys, to avoid confusion, I'm messaging you. And I did this in another video, by the way. Hey guys, to avoid confusion, I'm messaging you in a group so that we can avoid any communication issues that may arise in the future. There are certain things I will need to move forward with this project, and I have a couple suggestions I'd like responses to if possible. First of all, I need to know if this is the correct address. So this was done, so this is good, fixed. We got the correct address. If so, do you have any logins for existing profiles? I think they gave me some logins. So I need to check on that, actually. I think they did, though. So I'm just going to say check for logins after. If so, can you add me? So there we go. We'll get rid of that. Second of all, I was informed that I didn't need, so I got the access now. I got the FTP. So one of the things, though, is that we do need to, so on this point, what I'm going to say, this is the new email I'm going to write. So here you go. So we set up the Google local location, but there's certain things I need. So, hey, SB Tree Care team. I started setting up the different local indexing profiles, and now, I'm going to say which is why you started seeing emails about verification. There are some roadblocks I need your assistance with. Here's a list of what I need. So, one, pictures of business. So that would be three plus photos of services, team members, outside of location, inside of location. Next, I'm gonna need, I need to start, I need to have you to start. I need someone to start messaging current clients or friends about leaving Google Plus reviews. 3, if possible, can we move website over to Squarespace so that we can put more content on it. 4, I need 1 to 2 landing pages, 1 to 2 300 word pages a week about the different services you offer. So I don't want to give them really anything more than that because that's kind of the main stuff. But those are some of the things that I don't have, which are really holding me back. Sahel says, so do I target that specific term or do I target solar company in India? Instead, I'm confused about how Google treats singular plural. So don't put in because that's a stop word. Just put solar energy company India, or, you know, solar energy company, whatever the name of the brand is, India, if you wanted to do it that way. Solar companies or solar company. So you wouldn't do solar companies unless you have 2 companies. If it's just solar company, unless you're reviewing like multiple solar companies, then you would do it that way. Rooster says, I would target for solar company. Yeah. So that's how you do it. All right. So next we got another thing I have encountered that we may really want to consider in the long run is switching over. So that's what so I'm going to say requested. Currently we only have a 1-page website. So yeah, that's the same thing. Regardless, there's still much we can be done. Some of the following I'd like to ask you is pictures, which we didn't get, review generation that we're not getting, social media logins, which I got to check on. Any more information about the business, which I didn't get, and that's it. I didn't get an answer to this either. So I'm going to use that as the next email because we can't do much until we get some of that other stuff going. Let me know if you have any questions on this, Chase. So requests, I'm going to name this request 2 since we didn't get request 1 really done. Boom. Cool. So we got that going. Now we can kind of move on to the next one. So for the next thing, gosh darn it, this volume button, dude, I swear to God, I don't know what is the deal with this keyboard, but it loves to torment me with this automatic volume. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna relax. Okay, so next we got either Spartan Pest Control or Nova Soft. So I'm gonna start out with Spartan Pest Control because there are some things that we need to look at in terms of. So generally when I'm about the 3 to 4 hour mark, I'll do a couple more implementations and then I'll start looking at the reports. So I'm gonna start looking at the analytics and some of the other stuff. Look at this volume button, dude. Analytics, Search Console, and then also Google My Business. So Google My Business, which I don't know if I got it for Spartan yet. Did I get it? Let me check. I think I might have. How are you guys feeling this evening, by the way? You guys feeling pretty good? Where the heck did my live dashboard go? Oh, there it is. Woo! It's running away from me. All right, we got 14 people in the house, and we only got 4 likes. So if the other 10 of you would be so kind to like this, I would mucho appreciatio. I don't know. How do you guys say appreciate in Spanish? Do you know? Live on YouTube, party people. Boop. All right. So let's go to manage. Let's see if we got Spartan. So we got SB Tree Care, SB Tree Care. I don't see Spartan in here. Move over. Spartan says, hey Chase, may head to bed soon. We'll try to watch what I can. Oh, what's up, Jared? Yeah, so I'm about like 3 hours and like 15 minutes into your stuff. So this last part's going to be more just kind of figuring out where we're at. Did you happen to, by the way, grant me any access to the Google My Business page? Because I'm not seeing it in here. Let's see in here. There it is. Never mind. Don't worry about it, Jared. All right. So we'll go into here. And you'll see in the Google Analytics, this looks really good. We got a couple unresponded reviews. I mean, since there's only 2, not that big of a deal. Let's go into View Insights. Hoot says, but when I like a video, it goes on my whole if this then that network. Just kidding, I did. Your 13 tiers of Web 2.0s, Alan? Yeah. Okay, so in here you'll see this is how many times we discovered. So regardless of whether the fact that Jared's in the house right now or not, I mean, he's not in my house, but he's in this house in the stream. Okay. So I'm just still going to put together like some information on kind of where we're at so we can set benchmarks. So for this month, so we'll call this, what is this, like March 16th. So March 16th, Spartan pest control. So what we'll do for this is we'll grab this right here. Just go like this. So just to give you guys a breakdown, right here, the blue, this blue circular circle of circulation, this is how many times we showed up in the search for unbranded keywords. The green is the actual branded keyword. So 534 times in the last 30 days for non-branded keywords is actually pretty decent. So we're going to go into here. We're going to say non-branded searches. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next thing, which is the number of times we showed on the maps and the number of times we showed on search. Now this is interesting because I don't know if the search actually has to do with organic or not, which doesn't really make sense to me because you would think that Google wouldn't be like tracking your organic listing, because I think this is only your actual Google My Business location showing up on search. So I don't really know what that's entailing. I actually probably want to ask about that. Let's see if this question mark answers it. Maybe one of you guys knows. Because we know it the listing showed up, sorry, it was actually 460. Gosh darn it. Hold on. I forgot to click it. Let me do a new screenshot of that one. Boop. Just grab this and paste over it. Either way, it's saying that we showed up 34 times on the maps, and then on search, which might be organic, we showed up 480 times. And it looks like this number is growing regardless, which is cool. In terms of the customer actions, you can see almost no actions in the last 90 days up until this point. So we are starting to get visits to the website. We are starting to get calls, which is great. So we're just going to take a snapshot of that. Whoops. And we're hoping that this is going to grow over time as well. Boom. Okay, so next, you'll see the photo views of businesses like us. Looks like nobody else is really utilizing pictures, so we're getting all of these views, and it looks like we have a lot of pictures ever since we set those up, so we're starting to show up more for those pictures, which is awesome. The next thing after that, what we're going to want to do is go into our analytics and our search console, as well as SEO profile, to kind of see the different information around that. Hoot says, I think the other is blended SERP impression. So organic then, right? I just don't know why they would show that. Oops. Okay, so let's try to find Spartan in here. Looks like it's under a different account, so I'm just going to go like this. Filter over to Spartan. Same thing with analytics. Get out of here. Go into here. Go find Spartan on this one, I believe. We got 15 people in the house. Oh, this was the wrong one. I think it might be at this one. Bump, bump, bump. All right, let's see if it's in here. Spartan? Nope. So it must be the I'm at Chase Runner. This is the problem with having like 16 Google Plus accounts. It's pretty awful, I will say. So I just had it open. I don't know where it went. Let's see. In here. Guardian Pest Control. That's not Spartan. There it is. Yay. All right. Go into here, type in Spartan over here. There it is. Boom. All right, cool. So if we go into here, into Search Console, and we filter by clicks, impressions, click-through rates, positions, and then we compare this to the last 28 days before that, you'll see impressions, which is really what we're looking at more instead of clicks. I mean, the clicks are great, but the impressions and the average positions and the click-throughs have gone way up, which is amazing. So you'll see they're starting to show up for their search, their brand now. I mean, according to Jared, they were already ranking for some of these terms anyways. Maybe they just weren't using, we weren't using like the correct CTR optimization or what. I don't know why we weren't getting clicks before, but we definitely are now, which is cool. So we're just gonna show that positive progress right there. And a lot of the times, I mean, with Jared, he already knows a good amount about SEO, so we don't have to worry about it. So we're actually just gonna take all of this and put it in there. But most of the time, I'm just gonna do this like top section right here. And even that's a lot of information. But once you start showing all of this stuff as well, people get really overwhelmed. So I don't want to do that to people who are, you know, clients that only need a certain amount of information. So I'm going to go and say month comparison for Spartan, or in Search Console, sorry. Boom. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go into SEO Profiler and also Analytics. So let's check out Analytics. So if we go like this and compare, well, actually we want to compare larger date ranges. So we'll go to like here, compare. So it's saying the sessions went down by 5%, but we're not looking at organic. So I'm assuming some of this probably is from like, I don't know, maybe social or something. So if we go to behavior, wait, no, let's try acquisition, all traffic, source medium, and then we're going to go to organic, which you can see everything here, but this is what we're really looking at right here is the 125 versus 75, and it looks like we're having a huge upgrowth over here and over here as well. So this is really good news. You'll see 66% sessions went down by new sessions, which is 10%, which isn't always a bad thing. The bounce rate went significantly down, which usually happens because of the CTR optimization. And then in terms of the goals, you'll see looks like the only thing that we're tracking right now is the chat pop-up, which I thought we were doing some, maybe we haven't done the redirect for the contact yet, but this is great news as well. So we're just going to go ahead and copy this and plug this in here. So I don't remember, was this the last, like, how many days was this? So this was like, was this 30 days? No, this was like, it was like 20 days. So we might actually want to compare larger date ranges. We probably want to compare, so let me just go back and then compare to like the other 15th. Boom, and boom. Which is probably going to give us even better numbers. But yeah, so we can't even do that one because we didn't have analytics back then anyways. So we're just going to keep it how it was. And so what I would probably do is I would also do reporting on the other channels as well. Like for instance, if we were doing stuff around like social media, and we are doing stuff around AdWords. I haven't gone into that one yet. I probably might even go into that in this video since we will have some leftover time after this. But I don't start measuring these other channels more until we actually start looking at working on those. So like we haven't done any social media yet. So what would be the point of me checking this out yet? But some of the other things that you might want to look at is like Bing, or, you know, if we're setting up new profiles like Hot Frog, you'll see we're starting to get stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So that's pretty much all I'm going to look at in terms of the analytics right now. Of course, we can dive a lot deeper, but I mean, through Search Console and through analytics, I was able to find the stuff that I wanted to see. So now we can go on to SEO Profiler. So if we go into our account, we go to our projects, and then we find, where is it? Spartan. And this is why I like SEO Profiler so much, is because the the stuff you can see or track, and there's just so many good things about SEO Profiler. Chris says, I noticed high bounce rates in analytics. How do you handle ghost referrals if there are any? There are filters, but there are so many ways. What is your advice? So Google's saying that they're taking out these silly referrals, but sometimes they still get through. Generally what I do is, make sure to block the IP of our own stuff, so we're not screwing up our bounce rates, but also at the same time, fixing, like, say for instance we get 30 visits from like some spam website or something, and it screws up our bounce rates, then I'll go ahead and add a filter to that too. But that seems like the easiest way in my opinion. But generally, unless the bounce rates look terrible, which I didn't think they looked that bad. I don't remember exactly what they were. Let me go into here. Compare organic traffic. So 16% is actually not bad at all. 40% or 33% is not bad at all. That's actually really good. A lot of sites you'll actually see are like 60 or 70% or even higher. So a 33% or a 40% bounce rate, especially off of like organic traffic, actually not especially, but it's pretty decent. So these are all the keywords that we're achieving right now, which is a pretty large list. Because this list is so large, we're going to actually take out the Google Mobile, Yahoo, and Bing, even though those are great to report on. Drism says, what is this about? I'm a kid. So this is about, what would be the best way to explain this? This is about, I don't know how to explain this to a kid if he's saying he's a kid. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab all of this, and then I'll probably take the URLs as well. And then you'll see these are all the things that we're ranking for, which is pretty cool. And we're going to save that and all the different positions related with them. Of course, we want to make these go up over time as well. So positive alerts from SEO Profiler. Rooster says, helping your business. Yeah, so if you start a business, man, this will help. So after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to website audit. I'm going to go to overview. And this is where you can actually get a export of all the problems that are going on with the website. So like, for instance, there's still duplicate metas. There's too many internal links on certain pages. So this is kind of like a roadmap that we can automatically use to start looking at some of the things we can be fixing in the future. So all you have to do for that is go into over at the bottom, PDF report. You can put in your own logo or whatever you want to do. So then you save settings, and then it gives you the export. I would be able to pick out all of these things in a new Screaming Frog crawl, which is probably what I'm going to want to do anyways. But this is still cool to like basically use for something that's like, okay, we did find more problems that we do need to fix. And then this automatically does this for you like every week or something, which is pretty cool. So if we open this up, and my logo's super silly right now, it's just my face. It's just this because I didn't put the, I don't have an actual logo yet, so, which is really silly because I totally should. So you'll see like right here, so we can just put this in there. Whoops, where did it go? So I'm just gonna go find my downloads and grab it. Trevor, I always forget you're 14, man. Super cool, dude. Trevor contacted me when he was like 12, and he found me through a gaming stream. I used to try to do gaming, and that didn't work out so well, but either way. Okay, so what we're going to do is, since we got some of that basic stuff going on, we can kind of come up with an analysis of this. But one more thing I probably want to do before I do that is just look at Screaming Frog to kind of see what our current actually, sorry. The last thing I want to do is kind of look at our notes that we've been taking. So if I go over, well, I'll do the Screaming Frog while we wait. So let me just go into the website, grab the website URL. There it is. Boom, start, good. So that's going. So while that goes, I'm going to look at the different things that, we were talking about before and see which ones have been fixed and which ones haven't. And then we can all combine it into one list and then move on from there. My arm, okay, never mind. I thought my arm was like sticking out over here. Sometimes it does. So I'm going to go into here. Sorry, I just got a question. Mark says, when you do an audit for a client and then implement the audit, where do you go from there in terms of month-to-month maintenance? So generally I start with a 5-hour package, get as much done as I can in the 5-hour package, and then I ask for like a 10-hour package so I can hyper-focus one specific business, because I'm trying not to spread myself too thin across multiple businesses. Depending on what actually needs to be done, if it's local, it's easier for me. If it's national, it's a little bit more difficult. So it really depends on the situation. Spartan Pest Control says, my location is Canada. Can you change that from USA keywords? Oh yeah, I guess that's in SEO Profiler, isn't it? I just have like a default where I automatically think that all of the keywords are in United States. Might be better to look at them from, actually maybe probably not. All right, so we'll go back to Ranking Monitor. We'll go to Overview. We'll go to Add Your Keywords. Those are all the existing keywords. So what we want to do is just go ahead and check all keywords. And there should be a way to, is there a way to bulk do this? There might not be. Well, what we can do is we can just delete these. So there should be a button around here. So if we go results, 50, update, there's probably this drop down right there. Oops. Check all keywords and then delete checked keyword. Boom. And then we'll just do a new export from Search Console. Go into here, change our account like so. And find Spartan Pest Control. There it is. And this is how I always do it. Sometimes it's even better with all the new analytics that we have. So set date range 90, go back, download, boom, and then we're only taking the first 50. So we're just gonna go like this and drag down to about the 50 mark. Actually, it's 51 because the other one was didn't count. So then we go into here, add keywords, boom, and then we go to Canada. There it is, boom. Add new keywords. There we go. And actually, we could have done this a step further, which is what we should have done. So let me check all these keywords again and delete them. We're gonna track all the keywords within Calgary. So boom, we're gonna go to Canada, type in Calgary. If I can figure out how to pull this up, I guess you just type it in. I thought there was going to be some sort of autocomplete, but I guess not. Okay, apparently that's not supported by Google. So we're just doing Canada. Never mind. All right, so now we got those going. Either way, what we're going to do now is we're going to go into, where was it? Our notes, which were over organize. There it is. Oops. Find Spartan. Do these two. And this was the request. I think we got a lot of these done. So the reason why it's so important to review these after you make the notes during your audits is that way you can kind of get clarity on what's been fixed. And so when you do a new crawl, you don't have to repeat your initial notes because you already know. So it's important to constantly refresh yourself, especially if you're working on multiple clients. So in the near future, we want to start segmenting out posts with categories. So we would just check on that. So all of this stuff we can do pretty quickly, and if it's not fixed, then we can just put it in the next implementations that we're going to want to fix, if that makes sense. So that's how you can keep going more and more with what you're doing, because if you spent, X amount of hours doing implementation and then there's still all this other stuff, but there's good rankings, that's why you want to report on it and then say, okay, well, we got these things done, but now, of course, since these other things weren't fixed, this is the next things we want to work on. And that's how you can continue to provide value and continue to fix things. So we'll go to Spartan Pest Control. It also makes it easier for you, so you don't have to worry about it as much. We're going to go to the blog, or sorry, services, I believe. Services or blog, I don't know which one. I think we actually might have taken down the blog. I'm not sure. But either way, I don't see this in multiple categories, I don't believe. So I think it was the blog and it's just not here anymore. So I'm gonna assume that one's fixed. If it's not, I'll be able to pick it up again in the future. Need to make other landing pages for other cities. We started doing this, but they need to be SEO'd. So started. So Jared started creating these, but I do need to SEO them, or at least overview them. And I don't even know if SEO'd is a word, but I like it. Need to figure out where article markup is getting pulled from and then remove it. So let's see if that's still showing up. So we'll go to structured data testing tool. Go into here. Fetch URL, boom. So that article markup's still getting pulled, which is awful. So we really need to fix this one. So I'm just going to put this into the new one. So still need to figure out where this article markup's getting pulled. Need to change service pages to content similar to SBPC tech. So let's see if we started doing that. So we go to services. We still don't have that services page. So I'm going to say we still need the services page set up. Need to heavily focus on reviews. And let me just clarify on this one. Need to set up overall services page. Blog under About Us. Landing. Oh, sorry. I always forget that the blog's under About Us. Oops. These link silos are really good, by the way, Jared. We really dialed these things in. You should be proud. So these pest control, Kelowna and pest control wherever, this should probably not be under About, but it should, I have an extra one for areas or something. Because About really doesn't make sense for it to have a drop down. I don't know. I would probably not put all of that under there, but that's just personally me. So news. We're going to go into here, see what we got. And looks like I don't think we're using multiple categories. Also, for some reason, the blog's not secure. So these pages are secure, but the blog's not secure. So there's something going on there that we need to figure out why that's happening. Figure out why blog is not secure, but main pages are. So I don't actually see the categories for these, but I'm pretty sure they're not in multiple categories anymore. Like I said, I'll pick it up, and then if once I start doing more implementation, I'll be able to see whether it is or not anyways. Need to heavily focus on reviews. I don't know what the status of this is, Jared. It looks like we only have 3 reviews, so we definitely need to do this as well. And I'm just going to take these numbers out since they don't really make sense right now. They're all out of order. But yeah, that's something we really need to keep driving. Citations need to be built. This was fixed, which is great. So we're getting those going. I'm under the impression that we might have done Moz local. Let me know. I think you did let me know over an email on that one. Vahi Vartanian says, cool, this is live. What's up? What's up, dude? or Dudette, either one. Vahi, I don't know. I'm not very well with names, very good. Add is HTML, also bold italicized, so this was good. We did this. At Spartan Pest Control, we offer a wide variety of pest control. So this was the link silos we were talking about, which has been fixed, which is great. Need access. Wait, hold on. Let me just double check on the homepage to make sure that's true. Oh, apparently Moz local's only in the US. Okay, so we might have to manually fix the Moz. So I'm gonna say might need to manually check main local indexing platforms. But honestly, if we were using those citations, I think they do get built out. Okay, so yeah, we did get these silos going. This is a little bit too much linking. We probably don't want to do this much, to be honest, which is one of the things that SEO Profile actually picked up. So I would say probably remove like 3 of these if you can, Jared. Maybe even 4. Okay, so next, let's go into here. Need to access other version of HTTPS in Search Console, which I think we did. So let me just double check on that. Yeah, so the link silos are great, Jared, but you just went a little too ham on them. But other than that, I mean, I'm happy that you did as much link siloing, because it's usually the opposite, where people are like not willing to do link silos, which is really, really annoying. So I'm really glad that you did do that. It's easier to fix than to have to figure out what your link silos are going to be with the content that you're writing. Okay, so let's go into Spartan Pest Control. So that's HTTPS. Oh yeah, there it is right here. Boom. This is the one I should have actually been looking at. So this has better analytics because this is the HTTPS version, which is not as correct as the other one. So if we go into here, this actually shows us better metrics. So if we compare to 28 days prior, so that's what we want to look at. Boom. So this is way better than what we had before. So you'll see we've gone, wow, we have gone way up. I want to play that song right now by Creed, where he's like, can you take me higher? Sorry. My singing's really bad, but my humor is really good, I think. So I guess it counterbalances itself. Look at that. Look at those metrics. Those metrics are amazing. So this is the one we want. This is like a case study right here. They're so good. Although the click-through rate's about exactly the same, which is pretty funny. But 18,000 impressions versus 2,000. That's unbelievable. And that's almost like, I think, 1,000% growth in clicks. Okay, so let's go back now that we have that done. So this is fixed. So this is the other thing, is that with your reports, you can also send, I mean, Jared's already here, so he knows, but in cases where people don't watch my videos, like Jared, you can actually say, hey, look, these are all the things that were fixed. And these are all the analytics that we have, and these are all the things that we need to do moving forward. And most people are blown away by that stuff, because usually when people do SEO, they don't say all the things that have been fixed, and they also don't have videos to back it up. So kind of a cool way to, you know, surprise your clients if you're me. I'm just kidding. I'm just being weird. All right, need to do silos, but have to be able to add links in Visual Composer. So this is fixed. So we made a lot of progress, Jared. I mean, we're killing it right now. Add small amount of text on news pages, which I don't think we did that one yet. Let me just double check on that. Mark says, how long have you been working with this client, and what did you previously do before this? So Jared signed up for an audit, I think like a month and a half ago, and then he bought, or maybe it might have been a little bit longer, and then he bought a 5-hour package of implementation. I spent about 3 hours and 15 minutes to 3.5 hours on this, and Jared actually helped out with a lot of it. So the rankings are actually a lot better than they would normally be with most people, because he helped out with a big majority of the stuff. So I'm able to kind of use that as like, hey, look at all the stuff I did. But Jared actually did a lot of it. So I just kind of helped him put the right things in place, or at least recommend to move in the right direction, which is kind of what I work better as. You you know, you get a lot more value if you know a little bit about SEO as it is. So let me go back to Spartan. We'll go to, where is it? Where is it? About, news. And yep, there we go. That's great. Good job, Jared. So we'll fix, that's fixed. And then the next thing was getting those categories in place, but we don't have that done yet, which is not that big of a deal. Also add a meta to pest control news page. Gosh darn it, I just exited out of that, didn't I? Oh, well, I can get back to it soon. Let me see if there's still no meta. I mean, but overall, like a lot of this stuff, you know, is done. So, yep, there it is. Cool. We probably want to take those phone numbers out of the meta descriptions, but, you know, we can change that later. So, boom. So we got a lot of good stuff done. Was there one more? Whoops. Oh, actually, there was two more. Finish up link silos. So this was pretty much done. Possibly try to get verified in other cities, which we're working on with different locations. And the last one was have Chase look into AdWords, which I haven't done yet. So I'm going to put that one next on the list. Boom. Copy that. And we'll just save this and call it progress for March, I guess. And then we actually want to take out the things that we transferred over. So we're just going to only be putting the things on that are fixed or that we're working on. So take out that one, take out this one, take out this one. And of course, way more was fixed than this, but at least we have somewhat of an idea of some things that were fixed that we can kind of look at as more of like, okay, these were actually implemented, but you know, you can't show everything that you've done unless you're literally changing, and like, it's impossible. Okay, so this is our list items. Of course, we're going to find way more stuff than this as well. But that's going to be within the new audit, you know, that we found through SEO Profiler, but also through Screaming Frog. So I'm going to just number these out again. So these are the ones that we weren't able to take care of, but, you know, we're going to want to take care of moving forward. Vahi says, Chase, some of these local listing sites are asking for money to claim my business. Should I pay them or should I stick with the free ones? Yeah, I would not pay them. Pretty much all local indexing sites are free, so I would not do it. I would pay for citations though. I actually have somebody who builds out citations for a pretty good price if you need somebody to help you out with that. All right, so let's go to, where was it? Screaming Frog. So we'll go back into here. Let's transfer over to there. Go into here. So now we're going to go back and filter by HTML. And we're going to just run through it again really quick and see what we got. So let's go over to here. So we're still missing some H1s on these pages. And this is why I always recommend, like, you know, monthly audits, because after you do stuff, it's so easy to get caught up in the things that, you know, you probably overlooked in the first, you know, initial whatever it is. But most of the time, the reason for this is so that you can take care of the more important stuff first, and then you fix the more technical or the easier things, or the things that can be implemented that you probably, like, we don't want to be spending all of our time focusing on H1s on the first month, when we want to show that we can get an initial boost by doing the biggest things possible, because that'll improve trust as well as credibility. You don't want to be, you know, doing only like certain things that aren't going to matter in the first month, if that makes sense. So add H1s to these pages. Actually, I'm just going to say to pages identified through Screaming Frog, because we can just do another crawl before we do it. So add H1s to pages identified through Screaming Frog. I don't even know how to spell identified, and I honestly don't want to leave it like this because I don't, that's definitely not spelled right. So let me just copy that and go to Google. I just use Google as a dictionary. By the way, it's about that time, guys, where I have to ask you, because there's 20 people in here and only 10 likes. So could we just double this right now? Can we just make this a good night and double those likes right now, please? All right, boom. We're gonna correct the spelling on that. That just says dentified, which is kind of a cool word. Wonder if that's an actual word. So we'll go to the next one. We go back to Screaming Frog. We'll go over here. So we're missing a couple meta descriptions. So we'll just say add missing meta descriptions. Thank you, Vahi. And I'm just going to say to pages identified through Screaming Frog on all of these, because we're not going to want to have to add all of these to, like, it's going to be too hard to read this list if we do it like this. So we're going to scroll over. So these are all the in links. Probably want to look at this a little bit later. I'm going to say we also probably want to run one more backlink scan. Just to make sure that we're not, because there was a couple 404 pages over there. H2s we don't have to worry about as much. If we go over to response times, these all look pretty good. If we go to word counts, these all look pretty decent. Let's see what these two were. So appointment and, or no, these are 301, so we don't have to worry about those. God, this website's so dialed in, it's insane. I love it. So other than that, let's just make sure that there's no images with missing alt tags. So we're going to go into images somewhere around here. Sorry, I always lose this one every time. Internal, no. We want to find images. There it is. So we still got a bunch missing alt text. So fix missing alt text on images. I'm also going to say consider creating landing page through Instapage for AdWords campaign, because we can seriously improve our conversions through that as well. It's not necessary, but could be helpful. And then we probably want to start looking at the bounce rates in the future and seeing what we can do to optimize the user experience. So consider optimizing user experience in the future for pages with over a 70% bounce rate. And then also consider click-through optimization through Search Console once we get a bit more data. And then the last one would be start doing competitive backlink analysis and see if there's any low-hanging fruit that our competition is getting. So other than that, I mean, it's all pretty good. You know, of course, more stuff's going to come up over time, but you know, that's some of the big stuff that we're really seeing. So if we go back over to desktop and then we go into the reporting folder that we had, and then we just call this one moving forward, we can then combine the two things into one, which is basically through an email where you put the images with the text. So what we're actually going to do is just open up a new notepad, and then I'll put the images in between so you can kind of see how this works. Hold on, we got some questions. So Thays says, how did you land your first SEO client? So my first SEO client, after I left the agency I was working at, I actually did a cold call. I was just calling random people in my town and saying, hey, look, you know, I rank for X, Y, and Z. This is why you should hire me. And like most people said no. I think I got like 5 or 6 no's, and then eventually somebody said yes. And then I got the person who I did the local SEO series for 2017 on my channel, Patricia, who is the acupuncturist, who's ranking #2 for Santa Barbara acupuncturist right now. And I outline all the stuff I do for that. But yeah, literally through cold calling, you can get a lot of people. It's pretty crazy. Most people don't want to do it because they have a fear of rejection. Chris says, question, when Analytic provides keywords for organic, and it reads not provided. What is for the reason? Because Google doesn't want to show you keywords through analytics for some reason. But if you use Search Console or you integrate Search Console to analytics, you can see the keywords through Search Console. Victor Stewart says, "Hey Chase, do alt tag speed load page time?" I don't think so. Honestly, you should always use alt tags. And then Chris says no. Victor says, "Well, does alt title or description, or which one does?" No, you'll be fine with that. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna say to Jared, and I think Jared's still in here. He might have gone to sleep. If so, I hope you sleep well, Mr. Jared. So I'm gonna say we are making fantastic progress, and the site is really starting to look dialed in. Here's here's a list of things that we've fixed, and afterwards a list of things that we can focus on moving forward. So first, the things fixed, so we'll just take that other list we have, which is in here, grab that, where is it? Right there? Or did I save it? Hold on. Oh, it's in here. Boom. Grab that. So here's a list of some of the things. And then next, we're going to say, here's the list of things we should focus on to move forward. Probably want to do a little indent here so we can just make sure we're separating this so he knows. The other cool thing is you can use this for content as a case study. So I could pretty much do a whole outline of month 1, month 2, month 3, and also with all the pictures and the reporting and the corresponding through email, as well as all the videos that I've done for this stuff to outline everything that I've done, which might even help me rank for something like, you know, what would it be? For something like pest control, SEO. I don't know. Oh, it's because I numbered them wrong. I'm sorry. So let me just go. I was getting really confused with all these numbers and then me talking at the same time. Chantirin says, "I accidentally stumbled upon this midway because I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel. How do I get advanced notice of these live streams?" So if you click on the little bell icon next to my subscribe button, it'll notify you when I go live. Also, if you join my SEO group, if you text the word SEO to 66866, you can, I usually let the people I know in my Facebook group beforehand. Also, you can also, I probably don't want to do an email newsletter and blast people every time before I go live, but you can also sign up with that number and it'll also opt you into my email newsletter. I don't know why it's saying moving forward is, okay, actually, sorry, I messed this up. So there we go. This is what happens when I'm trying to think and talk and work at the same time. So there we go. So that looks pretty good. And then in between, we're just going to talk a little bit about, you know, the different things we're seeing, which is really easy. We just say, okay, this is what we're noticing. Here's the highlight. So I always put a highlight. So the highlight would be, here's the highlight for this month. And then I would just put, like, right there the picture of the Search Console where we're, you know, getting a huge amount of, whoops, sorry, where is it? Right here, where we're getting a huge amount of clicks and impressions in comparison to the previous month. And then I would just say that right there. So before I put that together in an email, because I don't want to, you know, take up too much of your time, that's pretty much how it works. So I'm just going to save that, say email to Jared, and call that one a wrap for now. Because I think we're actually about, let's see, what time are we on right now? It's almost past my bedtime. I'm starting to go to bed earlier these days, which is good for me. Not good for you guys, because then you stop learning. But oh, I'd also put this report in there, the audit report on other things that we can pick up through SEO Profiler, just in case Screaming Frog isn't enough, because it's always good to cross-check. So let me just check something really quick. All right, so still a little bit of extra time with Jared. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna look at his AdWords really quick. So I'm gonna go into here, go into AdWords, check out what we got going on there, see what we can possibly do to improve that. Victor says, would you be able to do an audit on my site when you have time? I mean, I don't do my audits for free, so if you wanted to schedule an audit, you can go to my website, chasereiner.com, and then right up here in the corner, you can just press on book an audit, and it'll show you my schedule, and then give you a time on when you can book me. Vahi says, have you thought about making a video for those who are starting a website on how to get a website up for creating the site? I know you don't do this, to creating content and doing white hat SEO. Yeah, so I mean, right now I probably wouldn't do that because I just don't have time, but maybe that could be something that I would do in the future. Thighs said, would you recommend redirecting multiple keyword domains to my main website? No, I would not do that. Unless you actually own those and they've been around for a while and you're not doing it for black hat expired domain or page authority passing purposes. Okay, so let me go into, should probably turn off this ad. It's not doing anything. I'm going to go into Spartan Pest Control, which I think if I go over here and shoot, I don't see it. So this might actually be a new video. I should probably, yeah, I should get ready for bed anyways. So I still have like 30 more minutes for Spartan. But we might actually use that to get on the phone and talk about what we need to do for the future. Either way, making great progress there. I'm going to be continuing reports tomorrow. You'll see that I actually did a report right here in terms of Aloha Moving, who's also actually doing really well. And all of this stuff is great content to use for any sort of case studies that you might want. So I really recommend doing reporting for your clients if you're not doing it already. And actually documenting it for future reference, because a lot of these reports you can use, like I said, for blog posts. You can use them for repurposing into video. I don't know why I put these in this order like this and those over there. It's just how my mind's working right now. And I don't know why I'm telling you that either. But either way, like I said, if you haven't liked this video, please give it a like. If you enjoy my tutorials. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and text the word SEO to 66866, 866-866, and join our Facebook group and ask me some questions in there and interact with other SEOs like yourself. So until I see you guys next time, happy SEOing.